Hey everybody! Welcome to Bandite's Let's Sculpt January day. My microphone is way too silent. Hey everybody, and welcome to Bandite Let's Sculpt January day 17. The topic is fly. My name is Cedric, and we'll also known as the Gent in Ghent. Wow, this was a freaking fantastic opening. How's everybody doing? There we go. Hi, yo, you're back. I am back. I have returned. So today we're gonna do two exciting things. One, I downloaded Blender 0.83, which might have been a mistake. If it crashes at one point, I will just use 2.81. But apparently some sculpting things have been added. So we'll be trying those out a little bit. Secondly, I'm gonna see what I can do with the topic, but I kind of want to try and do a full body again. Okay, let me just. Oops. There we go. Alright, so. Okay, how's everybody doing? Well, that's not, almost first. Hey Scott. What are you doing today? Also, hello Belgian man and friend. Hey Scott, how's... Damn it, I forgot where you're from. I knew it. Is it Argent? No, it's not. It's somewhere warm, right? But I'm doing fine, I'm gonna keep everything on the left click because it kinda... so I'm just gonna open up the... don't save. My starting file. That should normally work. So we're going to SculptJanuary start 04. Yes. And this time I kind of want to not make a realistic woman, but really try to make a stylized woman, everything in place, because I think that's something I can really practice on. So I'm just gonna check how that turns out. I might even just start with a head. If the head on time is fine enough, then I'll add the body. Yeah, let's do it like that. Okay? Okay, so let's go to my Pinterest here. No worries, we just went through your country for Attack on France. Oh, cool. That's England, huh? Or Germany. Germany! Make a Valkyrie. Yeah, no, I'm not making something super complicated. Because the only way you can see that's a Valkyrie is by costume design, and that's a full armor, and that's not going to be doable in 2 hours. I'm going to do more complex stuff because I really want to expand my sculpting portfolio a little bit. But I think in the context of Sculpt January, that might be a little bit too hard to do. So let's put in some music. I'm gonna listen to Orchestral Zelda. I'm in the mood for Zelda music again. And especially for Ocarina of Time. I'm gonna check if they have an orchestral mix somewhere. Hyrule Symphony. Okay. Yeah, okay. So we have The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, Hyrule Symphony. Putting on. The thumbnail is like an ocarina. The Ocarina of Time. Alright. Let's jump into it. How's it going, bros? My name is the new PewDiePie. And I'll be... Wow, we got what is this? The multiplane scrape. What does that do? Well, nothing on a sphere, apparently. We got some topology. Oh, I guess we'll have to put on the that's not a thing, right? Is it? I shouldn't have done this because I'm gonna put it on 0.25. Remesh this. Where's my outline? No. What am I saying? Not X-ray, not shadow. Where is it setting? Wireframe. Yeah. This is not a thing, is it? No. What does this do? Oh, I can just. Oh, so it's, yeah. Oh, this would be nice for if we might do a multi-res sculpting, so that you can readjust the topology a little bit. But that would be nice, actually. And this tool got a little bit better in my understanding, but I can't really show it, right? Let's just go over the sculpting tools. So if I have the snake hook, that's still the same. Yep. I can use this tool. It was already in there, but apparently they kind of adjusted it a little bit better. So you can use that to really pose something a little bit better. So that's nice. Would be useful for some stuff. I'm just gonna go back to my sphere. What else? Yeah, no real brushes, I guess. I'm just gonna check what like this does. And it is there's strength already on 1. Multiplane scrape. Oh, so it scrapes on multiple surfaces opposed to on one surface then. And the scrape brush, it scrapes on one surface. So this one might be better for like flattening out certain details, perhaps. Who knows? All right. Okay, but okay, let's just jump into sculpting because you know, and I'm gonna try and make an effort to save a little bit more. So 17 fly is the topic today. I'm not stoned today. What do you think about that? I'm very proud of you. Does anyone is conducting any online 3D animation contest? So there is the CGBoost challenge if you want to join that. I help organizing that a bit. So yeah, if you want to join that, that's an online. It's not animation. It's more like, but you can do something animated if you want, I guess. Although I think you have to submit a still frame. Okay, so what do you want to do? I'm just gonna put off the wireframe here. With this, wait. We're just gonna start sculpting with the blob tool, I guess. Make some preliminary eye holes. Delicious eye holes. And kind of destroy the entire thing. Man, I have to get used to Blender for a second again. I've worked 2 days straight in other software packages, and I looked today at apparently there is ZBrush Core now. I don't know how long that's been there. I should follow that more, I guess. Oh, this looks terrible. What am I doing? Well, let's just get this all in the right shapes and sizes, right? Smooth it out, you know. Wow. Should have been a little bit more precise at the start. So the only goal here is to make her look pretty fly. I kind of want to make her look up so that she's kind of forward, right? I'm gonna put the neck here. Okay. We're gonna remesh this. And we're just gonna start putting in some shapes so we can really start to put all these shapes in the correct position. Let's go a little bit higher. That's gonna be important, I guess. We all know I'm not the best female sculptor, so this is gonna take a while to get like the very basic shape in here. But I'm gonna do my best. I'm just gonna look for cartoon art. Is that something? Oh, that's actually pretty helpful. I'm just going cartoon art. Oh yeah, these are pretty famous. Cool, very cool. Okay, but I'm just gonna use those proportions a little bit to get things like in order here. To get the right proportions. And then of course simplify everything a little bit so kind of see what shapes we're creating here. I kind of see that the jaw is still a little bit weird. Don't go into detail until you fixed the weird parts of your sculpt. There, tip of the day. Of course I can pull this out, pull this in, put it a little bit up, pull it a little bit out, smooth it out. I got these important lines in here. Create some ears. Whoops. Ears stick out. That will help us kind of. I should use for ears the snake hook tool, but that's not the snake hook tool. A little bit more, so I can really do this, you know. Those are a little bit extreme ears, but there we go. Remesh. Just gonna look at a side view for a second to really see. I'm not making anything particular at the moment. I'm just trying to get the shapes right for a more female figure. Just gonna pull in the eye holes a little bit here. So let's already put eyes in there, and these are gonna be pretty big compared to my other sculpts. I don't want to make them too big. Nothing too anime-esque, but you know. Something like that, yeah. Oh, they changed the mirror. It's a little butterfly now. It's cool. And of course, there's still a couple of things we want to fix. The chin needs to go a little bit more forward, not too much. There has to be kind of separate chin, and it also goes kind of up. Let's smooth it out again. Make it a little bit thinner again. Kind of a little bit back and forward. A little bit less of an egghead, so kind of make it a little bit rounder, or more to say like a little bit more rectangle, and kind of get the sculptings in here. I really want these shapes. Like this S curve is an important one, because you have the cheekbones here, which is part of your skull. They're hard. Your cheekbones. They're called cheekbones. And then of course you have your skull part here. Of course we kind of want to make the owls a little bit more correct. Make the nose a little bit less extreme, or less big. And then I guess I kind of want a bit more fat here for the lips, especially on top. Let's get a front view again. If you talk about Bandit, he's from Belgium. Oh. Are you American, and what is the weather like today with you? So no, I'm Belgium, as Scott pointed out. And it's beautiful weather. I only have a scary looking crane in front of my window. Like they're building the, you probably heard some building noises in the previous streams, but they're building the roof on the opposite side of the street. And my god, is it scary. Hey, what is your guys' opinions? I would love to know if you can leave something in the chat. Okay, I am in Amsterdam. Oh, Moroccan music are in Amsterdam. That's why you were stoned. I thought you came from Morocco because, you know, Moroccan music. It is really important that everyone knows he's in Belgium. Yeah, okay. Just gonna look up the right picture here. Why is Megan seducing Alice? No, not Alice. What's her name? The Little Mermaid. That is not PG-13. So I'm finding a lot of like very cool references here, but I don't want to make anything too stylized because I don't know if I'm like good enough for that yet. I need more. I need way more. 0.01. Okay, I don't know why I started out. And I kind of already want to bring in the pose a little bit. I'm gonna be honest, it's gonna be a little bit of a seductive pose. It's not gonna be something too hentai, but just kidding. It's not gonna be sexual or anything. It's just like a pose I kind of wanna. It's a hard pose. It's a hard expression because it can, you know, you already see here. I kind of have to look up some reference. Seductive. Yeah. Belgian people are the nicest citizens in Europe. I disagree. I think, although you might be right. I'm making a female 3D sculpt as well. You go, buddy. You go, Sam. Well done, Sam. I'm thinking about that stranding now. Okay, so I kind of have to. I think the eyelids need to be open, but just like. I think there's this trend of you know, I already put the neck down, but what I'm gonna do is put the neck a little bit more into it. Man, I did something weird here. Into this position, and then I'm gonna parent the eyes, and I'm gonna rotate the head a little bit, and I'm gonna rotate the eyes a little bit forward. Okay, so now we got a little bit better reference of that pose. I think the eyes have to be more open. Definitely. Maybe. I don't know, we're getting somewhere. A little bit frowning. It's a subtle pose, so that's why I think it might be good practice. I'm not doing so I can draw my own Rule 34s. That's what I'm saying out loud though. But no, I'm trying to get my, because angry, because somebody pointed out that all my sculpts looked a bit angry, most of them. And that's because it's kind of an easy pose. It doesn't really shout a lot of. I'm gonna put an expression. What is Benedict Cumberbatch just smiling like this? There's definitely like some raising the upper eye. I might smooth it out a little bit because I think everything is a little bit too contrived at the moment. A bit too detailed here as well. Like you still want like A little bit of smoothness here and there, right? Still kind of looks angry. I'm just gonna over exaggerate it. Eyebrows here. Da, 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 na, na. Sorry that I'm singing songs that you can't hear. Must be terrible. Oh yeah, I wanted to ask something. I actually want to ask two things. I've been seeing a lot of people skipping YouTube for Twitch, and also I checked out ZBrush Core, like, since the price is pretty doable. It's like, oh my god, what am I doing here? It's, although I think I might not switch from Blender too quickly, but I might check out ZBrush, because I think it's a little bit, you know, man, your ears are a little bit too much out there. I think your jaw can be a little bit smoother. I'm just gonna over exaggerate that so we can see what we're doing. Create some eyebrows here. Kind of readjust the position of that. I think I kind of went a little bit overboard with the eyebrows. There we go. I have to make smaller gestures when working with female sculpt. So everything is a little bit more subtle. I feel like, might be wrong though. No, I think it's a general good rule of thumb. Silent B. Not sure why I'm doing the ear so early, but can't hurt, right? Let's go back to my reference. Other reference. Oops. It's definitely a thing I maybe did a little bit too much here. I think the eyes are a little bit too big, because I kind of still want that line of the eyebrow a little bit more realistic in here. So yeah, I think this will do better. Oops. I want to push this in, but then here push this out a little bit. Yeah. No. Yeah, overdone it a little bit. Just a tiny amount. Yeah, there's something in between here. some lower eyebrows. Smooth this out. Gonna give this a smaller edge. Gonna pull this down again. Try and find the shape of the eyebrow in here. Just to kind of see how everything goes. I think the nose bridge is a little bit too confined. Let's push it a little bit more out. Kind of separate the eyebrow from the nose here. There we go, this looks good. And also make this a bit more separate. Push it out. I'm not sure if that was the best decision. Let's not smooth that too much. I'll layer a little bit more here. Definitely want this a little bit more curved. Okay, time to put in the mouth. Whoa, this looks more like a human than a fly. Shh, no it doesn't. It's really all sculpting with a mouse. It is. I'm saving money for a Wacom Cintiq. That's the spirit. Your first tablet, yeah, what's the price of Wacom Cintiq? 600 euros, but I think there's cheaper ones. Okay. I would suggest to start with a drawing tablet as they are cheaper and then swap over later. I've Wacom Bamboo since 5 years, so it costs like 80 euros. Yeah, I think the mine costs like 200 euros or something. Because I don't want one too small. I think my drawing size is now like this page size. I don't know why I did that way. But yeah, let's just so I kind of want her mouth to be open a little bit. So I'm gonna start with the lower lip here. For once, normally I start with the upper lip, but I was like, hey, not today. And I'm just gonna draw a gap in here and draw the. I mean, now it's really robust, right? But then we can kind of. Don't want her smiling. Looks really bad now. But then we can slowly start to find these shapes here. And then make a little bit more. I need more detail. 0.006. Yeah. Go big or go home. Moroccan music says in Dutch that the Belgians are the best burgers in not the best burgers, the best Europeans, I guess, or the sweetest. It's not a flyby person that can fly. No, she's just so fly, like a white guy. No wait, that's not right. Pretty fly for a white guy. That's how the song goes. I do want it in one solid shape. I see like the mouth is way too low, right? I should not like zoom in too much when I'm sculpting. let's find some reference, because move reference. Yeah, it's something more, a little bit more detailed. There we go. Okay, so I definitely want more of this shape. Okay, I want to kind of inflate this first because this looks terrible at the moment. Yeah, there we go. That's more lippy. I think everything here needs to go a little higher. I'm gonna have trouble opening the mouth here. There we go. Wasn't it hard? I suppose. Sorry I'm being so sad, I'm trying to focus a little bit. Man, makes the webcam really a bit scary, huh? Thanks for the likes, guys. Who is he sculpting anyway? Just some random girl. I did come to the BlenderCon in 2017, I think. Yeah, I met up with Zacharias and Julian. I like Lucas and all the other guys. With a friend of mine. Who also really briefly worked in the Blender animation studio. But yeah, that was my first and last Blender conference since ever. But yeah, and it's also only one of the 2 times I've been to Amsterdam. I went to Amsterdam when I was really young, but like I haven't been there since. Although I really like the city, and I know like a lot of people who, I mean I wouldn't say a lot, like 5. I know 5 people who work there. I really want to make this part like okay. Then everything in general, I just want to put higher, right? Everything here though. Trying to remember my anatomy classes. But I really love Amsterdam. It's a nice city. Yeah. I might go to Blender conference again next year, but it's always a thing about the timing has always been off. Because the Blender conference is always around my birthday, want to think, hey, perfect birthday gift from myself, go to Amsterdam, but it's always, yeah. This year it was kind of the situation I was in with work and stuff that I couldn't really go or make time to go. This kind of has to go back, right? So I might go again next year. Maybe give a talk, you know. Do some live sculpting things. Do a live stream from Amsterdam. That'd be cool. Just trying to get the correct shapes in here. I see that the ears are again a little bit too big. Proportionate wise. Let's smooth it out a little bit. You shouldn't make the sound oof while sculpting, then you're doing something wrong. If you come to the Blender conference next time, then I would like to meet you if possible. I mean, I'll be there. I can't say for sure if I can meet up, but if you're there, we could probably meet. Like always, up to hang out with peeps. But I know from 2 years ago that it's pretty busy, because I mean there's a Blender conference that takes the entire day and kind of drains your energy, and then in the evening we mostly go out with the people from the Blender conference. So I mean I say mostly, but I've only been 1 year. It was kind of sad because this year was the first year for also I would say friend. Yeah, she's a friend, but one of the newer people in the CGBoost group, and yeah, she really had a great time. I was pretty happy for her, but yeah, it's when you see the pictures, I don't have fear of missing out, but it's kind of like I wish I went. But on the other side, like you know, I still hear these guys from time to time, so I'm just gonna scrape this out. It looks nice. I could have maybe done a better job. Now we can see where we kind of miss a little bit of edge here. Okay, and then oops. So my girlfriend Julie saw The Matrix for the first time in her life yesterday. We didn't even see the entire movie because she fell asleep. So I threw her out. No, just kidding. Yeah, but she went into the movie without knowing anything about it. Like the whole simulation thing, she didn't know that was the plot of the movie. And seeing her reaction to it all was pretty fascinating because she was kind of weirded out and couldn't really follow in the beginning. Like she could follow, like, okay, sure, they're in a simulation, but Morpheus does talk very like scriptive. He never just plain out says, yeah, so this is a simulation that the robots made, and we're in they keep people as batteries. But he keeps it very, it's kind of explains why he does it that way, because of course Neo's kind of has to be smoothed into it. He can't be like pushed into that, like the real world, without like any good preparation or warming up to it, I guess you could call it. Yeah, the neck needs to be a little bit rounder. It's a bit square. I'm just gonna scrape like a little bit, because using the scrape tool always pays off in my opinion. Like I really like the tool. I really got like used to it, because it's like if you see two straight edges, you can just like now scrape it away. I still feel weird about the eyes because the eyelid is the thing sticking out here, and I'm still like, why? And I would still feel like the eye is too big. So yeah, because it really needs to sit in here somehow. Because I'm still approaching this from a anatomy point of view. Like, not that I have perfect anatomy knowledge, but for me this doesn't make a lot of sense. And it's triggering me, so I'm just gonna... Yeah, this already also kind of looks better to me, so... You know. Whoops. Forgot to select the other object again. I also learned that I downloaded DaVinci yesterday. And I'm glad I kind of waited with finishing the short, because using Natron was kind of a pain in the ass, and I tried to find a good way to, you know, edit the short and kind of not very in-depth grade it, but, you know, have a basic grading going on, so I can also show that process a little bit. But like, DaVinci is free. It's not open source, so it's not super free. It's still like, it's kind of, it has a license, I think, or something, you know. I'm still looking into it, but the thing is, like, I could perfectly show you how to edit it and grade it, because I was talking to Marie yesterday, and we were talking about grading, and like I said, like, there's no real grading tool. Like, for video grading, sure, there is DaVinci, and I was like, but, you know, for 3D animation, you need a bunch of tools that Fusion has, and Fusion is kind of costly, and like, then yeah, I did some research, and I was like, okay, let's check out DaVinci to see what we can do. And apparently they just put everything from Fusion in DaVinci, and I didn't know that. They didn't communicate. I mean, maybe they communicated it well enough, but for people who don't know, DaVinci is a free editing suite that it started out as grading. It started as a grading package. For Blackmagic cameras. So Blackmagic, they started off making cameras, I think, and they became a little bit famous with those Blackmagic design cameras. Because I have a background in video and such, so and a lot of friends in video, so yeah, this kind of also talks to me in some sense. I'm trying to, of course, make that knowledge applicable in 3D to some degree. I'm trying to find my shapes in here that I know of. It's starting to look better and better, so that's good. Just kind of worried. I think it's because of the curve in the eyebrow. Oof. The eyebrow needs to go a little bit back. It's just fine-tuning, right? It's just trying to get the shape in there so we can start detailing this without having to worry about the shape anymore. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, so Blackmagic design cameras, they really had like compact little cameras that could shoot like their delocked footage would look amazing. Like the color depth that you could basically, at the size of a, like, smaller than a DSLR camera shoot raw footage. I need shoulders. I have trouble identifying the shapes here without the shoulders, really, so that's what I'm always saying. I kind of need the shoulders to have some sense of where everything is. So then I can kind of adjust the shape of everything and kind of see the size of the head. So it all makes a little bit more sense. We have these muscles going here, and it kind of goes in here a little bit. And then this is already enough for me to kind of a little bit of a clearer vision of where everything goes. There we go. Yeah. Okay. But what was my entire point to this? Oh yeah. So then they made a grading suite for their cameras and something where you could also edit your footage for like travel footage. So it was really pretty simplistic. But now it got to a point where it can kind of compete with Premiere, Adobe Premiere, in my opinion. Also, like for 99% of editing jobs, you don't need like all the fancy tools from Avid. These days, we're in the internet age. Everything is rendered in MP4 anyway. And even then, like, Adobe made a very good job with their encoder, where I can even like encode stuff for TV out of Premiere, like without problem. So that's cool. Yeah. Okay. So now we got this. Kind of drag the lower lip a little bit more down. Kind of have the lips already look open before I really make an opening in there, so maybe drag the chin a little bit down. Although her lips are open, but her but her teeth are still kind of over exaggerate these shapes. Kind of get a shape in here. Kind of drench these together. Although not that much. Whoops. Let's go back to our reference. Okay. Oh, there's no new chats. That's fine. I'm fine. I don't need to. Okay, I have some pretty good reference now. Might open them up a little bit, so I can draw the jaw a little bit down here. Because then it's just like a little bit more clear, because if I have to make like this tiny gap. What does the mouth do when it opens? Creates. I think this is a practice in open mouths, right? Just exaggerating everything a little bit, so. Man, just modeling it and pulling it open with a mouth rig is easier. Because now it's really open. Kind of want to relax it a little bit. I'll make her look like a mouth breather. I think I dragged this down a little bit too much. I think the edge of the lower lip goes here more now. Because that one really turns, right? Drag that a little bit more in proportion. Pinch brush. Man, sometimes I have a tendency to try to do too much with the crease brush, so force lines in there with the crease brush, though I kind of need to use the I'm not creating a complexity I don't really intend it to. A little bit more. Yeah, this is a bit of a challenge. That's okay. Challenges are good. There's a pretty good reference here. But that's a different expression. But I might go for that expression. Pull these a little bit closer together. We can do that better. Just using, oops. This still has to go around the eye, so it doesn't really make sense that this goes that much in there. Let's see here. I'm just gonna redo the lips. Oops. Let's see what we can do here because I didn't like where that was going. So remesh. Like in all the streams, I never regretted redoing something from scratch that much because it always turned out better than what I first had in mind. You should deviate from your own ideas, right? I find the reference is a little bit more clear in its expression, so and which shapes are. So I'm not following one reference. I'm not talking about the move. It's a little bit more fun, this one. There we go. Let's also this a little bit less. Use this brush. So I think I need this to be a little bit smoother. A little bit more confident chin. Not that confident. It is the Crimson Chin. Oh man, I have too much fun with this. Kind of feel like I made the model a little bit too big down now. Female lips reference. Yeah, so I think, oh man, I still don't have enough detail. Let's go to 0.004. So yeah, like half, or you know, let's go to 5 first. Oops, 0.5. So we have like a million polys to work with. Yeah, that might be a bit better. This should be really like exaggerated a little bit more. So that we have this line. Whoops. This line should be a little bit more like having do a curve. So let's just force it in there. Now we can see how we can really push that. Just get stretched. It's a little bit creepy now. Already put that in there. Yeah, this shape is always, I hate it in there. Drag it out. I think the danger with the eyelets is that I'm making this into, this should be a rounded shape, right? So something more like this. And then we can push it a little bit more into place. The thickness kind of, it's not too overdone. It looks just straight up evil. Okay, starts to look pretty good. Save. Why is my first file number 17? Oh yeah, because it's day 17. Anyway, if I go to Amsterdam for a Blender conference, I'll let you guys know beforehand, so you can come and watch me and hang out with us if you want. I have to make this a I think the corner has to be less, but get something with the hair then, you know. Let's go to object modes, get in a sphere, scale it down to somewhat the size of the head. Push G, Shift X. Just get this basic shape in here. Go to sculpt modes. Let's remesh this to 0.35. Make it very rough at the beginning. There we go. Turn on first, yeah, let's keep the symmetry on just to get the hairline in here and stuff. What's going on? Oh yeah, let's get some reference in here. Let's go for something like this, or maybe you want to look at something specific, right? So I don't have to kind of have an idea because I want the hair to go to one side. So I'm gonna turn off. They even changed the little icon here. It's a little butterfly. A little butterfly. And then we're just gonna try. I'm just gonna try in one fell swoop. That's never gonna work. Maybe use Topo for this one. Let's see. Yeah, that might work. So go to 6 pixels. So then we don't have to worry about. So I'm just gonna try and get that shape going here. I have this curve around here. So now all I have to do, this is terrible, is kind of follow that shape it inwards without destroying it. So that's good. Okay, I kind of like the new, kind of move the things along here, kind of move it up again, so kind of smooth things out. Okay, I kind of already moved a little bit because we want the main direction still to go down, so even though there are curls here. Okay, so more shapes. I really kind of want to define this here because it's going to be kind of important to the hairline, is that the hairs here also move to that side. Okay, so we might have found a use for Dyn Topo. I've definitely become more careful with my brush instead of doing like all these fake artist's quick strokes. I've become like a little bit more aware that if you're a little bit more careful with your strokes, then that's can really pay off. Again, using a flay brush here to get a little bit more volume. I have to follow this shape a little bit more, you know. Okay. And the hair here in the back, I'm just gonna go a little bit to 4 pixels because I kind of think like it's a little bit too rough. But yeah, so there's definitely like, even though it eventually goes to this side, have this thing going on. So you kind of swirled all her hair to one side, right? It already looks miles better now that she has some hair. So let's inflate this, right? And then get the snake hook and then just carefully get these shapes in here. Tihi, hi again. Hey Kylie. Anyway, are you planning to do more videos on movie you're making? Yes. I should make an update video about that because I said it each stream, but I can't expect everybody to watch the same stream. I am gonna do that at some point. Right, this hair, like straight from the start, already has some nice shapes in it. So kind of want these parts to go a little bit lower. And of course there will be some hair that also falls from the back, so let's just already do that. Oops. Let's just follow the curve here and then just go straight down. And then just curl it maybe just a little bit, like the same here. This has to go to a little bit to here as well. No, that doesn't really do much for me, so I'll just keep it like this. Yeah. Right, so now I'm gonna turn Dyn Topo off, and I'm gonna remesh it to 0.025. And then we'll keep our nice shape here so we can kind of smooth this out. And we can really start putting in curves that we want here. Also, let's do this in the third dimension a little bit more. I think the other way might be. This goes forward, this goes back, and this goes forward again. Right. Swing this out. And we can kind of put in this curl again. No, that's too much. So this look kind of like hair, right? Could use a rig brush here. Slowly but surely. And I kind of see that there's a curve that doesn't really make sense here. Or at least I should go a little bit smoother. There we go. I think the problem is from the front there's one curve and here there's two curves. But I kind of want to rectify that this the other way, so this go back. And I know it seems like I'm destroying a lot of shapes, but it kind of makes more sense. Although it doesn't. I think maybe this goes a little bit too funky with the shape. Who knows? I wouldn't know. I'm not an artist. And I think especially here, like these shapes, you want to just remesh them so they become one nice solid shape, you know. So let's already get because I've seen a reference some like nice shapes going on here. So let's already put the big shapes in here. Like since I started thinking in big shapes, like my sculpts became insanely much better. Like trying to find the big shapes. I'm not trying to like I'm not starting here with like putting in small hairs, right? I'm just putting in the big shapes and then just readjusting them. And then we can put in like smaller details later on and that'll be fine. You know. I'll push it a little bit closer to the face, a little bit forward. Yeah, something's bothering me here though, still. Just gonna use the inflate brush and hope that I don't, yeah. Kind of want to have these curves not follow each other perfectly, but kind of flow in and out of each other, which is not super easy to do in my experience. But, you know, once you get there, for instance, I think this might be a little bit too parallel, so I might push this up a little bit, and you kind of get these different shapes. So when this to be a little bit more on the outside, so that kind of have a little bit of rotation in the hair and a little bit more volume, like in the middle part, because these are layers of hair stacked against each other. So I want a little bit more hair here and a little bit less here. I did something wrong. The longer I look at this, the more I feel something is off. Just trying to make it a little bit thinner. Yeah, that kind of works. I think it's defying gravity a little bit too much. I think this angle has to be a little bit less. extreme. It can be stylized. Let's just smooth it out again. Just gonna use the inflate brush to bring out these shapes a little bit more. Mesh it again. And there we go. And here we kind of need a bigger shape. Just gonna pull up the strength of the clay buildup brush because I'm just gonna. This might be the problem, yeah. It's all a little bit too funky on this side, yeah. You should never be scared of like touching something that looks pretty, because yeah, in most cases it will like look less pretty, but I think the payoff is better in my opinion and in my experience. It's like, yeah, sometimes like you would make a snake hook, right? It's like, ooh, and then it looks super pretty, like the first snake hook I pulled, but then at the same time you kind of have to retouch it to bring in the detail that you want or bring in the intent you want. But I think some people might be too scared to do that. I'm trying to find like the curves out should go outwards, right? And then the curves in should go inwards. So I'm just gonna force that a little bit. And also pulling gravity a little bit. There's just a little bit more 3D nature to it, because I think I'm leaving it too two-dimensional. I'm just gonna flatten this part out. Just gonna flatten it out. Realize the mistakes I've made. Inflate this part again. Yeah, I might just stick these two together because this is gonna be too distracting otherwise. Yeah, there we go. Now we can make the thinner again. Oh man, the inflate brush is crazy. Like working with these kind of shapes is. There we go. And this looks a little bit more natural. So big curves, big shapes. And kind of keep the curves consistent, you know, in 3D. Because like in the front view I had 3 curves and in the side view I had 2 curves, and I was like, yeah, no. And it wouldn't be obvious like in some renders, I guess, but at the same time it's kind of being lazy a little bit. We don't want to be lazy, do we? What's happening? What am I doing? There's not a rotate brush. I don't want to rotate this. Oh, man, I think the snake hook is gonna be better for this. Yeah, there we go. Now we have a little bit of a more 3D shape going on. And we can find these curves again. So this one goes like this. These clumps together. looks good. And now I can start to, I started doing that a little bit too earlier. Start to bring in. That's a lot of sirens at once. Is everything okay, police officer? Use a flattened brush here. Or you know what? Let's use the new brush and see if what that does to our hair. Completely destroys it. Cool. Yeah, I don't know. I think this might be what I was talking about. That this is. Oh. Let's not get too excited here. This needs to be around, right? It really feels like the flow of the hair. The reference I'm looking at is even more extreme. This is like when the hair really starts over here. And I think like this might be a little bit more realistic, question mark. Won't mind to argue with random concept artists on the internet. Okay, let's just find our shapes in here. Let's pull some creases, and big lines, smooth it out, big lines. See what we've done. Can maybe even use the pinch brush. Kind of pull it a little bit better together. Again, I want to be careful here that I don't make the hair too parallel, because that's what I'm doing at the moment. And kind of maybe even smooth like this into an opposite curve, you know. There we go. That's what I mean, like, so the curves are now opposite, but then it kind of feels a little bit more like hair as well, because yeah, I might do the same with like the other axis here. This kind of bumps out a little bit more and this kind of bumps in. So then you get more of that flowy feel of the hair, just here before it, you know, branches off. And here we might like have a deep cut. There we go. Hello? The frick? Suspicious paranormal activities. Well then. Time is finally here, I'm going crazy. It's almost 5 already. Oof. How long have I spent on this sculpting? An hour and a half already. Woof. That's longer than I intended to, but hey, we have time today, so just have to pay a little bit of attention to my messages here. Okay. So it kind of finds shape in here too, because like if we have these big shapes, you can kind of define the flow of the hair. So there we go. And kind of have this here. Looks nice. Okay. Smooth this out. Correct this a little bit. And we can kind is this sticking out so much? Okay, let's just. I probably did that. I'm always afraid that I have a too hardcore fan who will start making compilations of me first defending a choice and then saying, why did I do this? Because I sometimes feel like that happens. I'll start really pulling these out here. A bit heavier. I'll follow this curve here. And kind of push this in into another, you know, and have a third curl in here. So we have a little bit more to go on. Whoops. Turn thing again. Yeah, this time it works a little bit better. Let's remesh it before we go into too much detail. And kind of inflate it again. There we go. And here we can kind of really start defining the crease here. And bring in a harder shape here to get the stylized look. Even know why this is here. Should be smoother. And can we even remesh it to more detail, just to start being able to put a little bit more hair detail in there. You know, like we do. Like this. Oh. I'm gonna stay a little bit more. Like always, if I follow rules that I put on myself, then things go better. Oh, come on, really? Just do this. No. Why is this? Why is the fill brush not working? It should ignore back faces. Kind of not. That's a thing, right? Stroke, spacing distance now. Front faces only. There we go. Okay. 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 Cool. Why isn't that a standard setting? Like, let's also put this for this one. So we can, something changed here. No, it didn't. It was just me being an idiot. Cool. Let's just blatantly use a scrape brush here. Kind of pull this over just a tiny bit. Let's make this out again, flatten it out. It's always kind of defining shapes and redefining the shapes, and you know how it is. Like here, it's always like bringing detail and smoothing out that detail just to get it better in there. The better you get, the less you have to do that, in my opinion. A little bit of volume. Okay, also do this. I don't really have that curve going on. Scrape this a little bit. It's a nicer shape. really sure how I approach this. Not like that. Just gonna fatten it up a little bit and smooth it out. Really start. I'm gonna pull up my strength, and I'm also gonna have my fall off on sharp. Yeah, now I can really oof. Ah, my wrist hurts. Yeah, that's not a good thing. But let's get a better angle here. That's fine. Out. So like figuring out how to do hair prettier. Cause sure, yeah, in drawing you make the you put the detail into the highlights, but I don't want to do this too much. Yeah. Right there. There we go. Sorry if I'm being super silent. Well, I'm sure some of you won't mind. A bit tired. It's been a long week. But finished an assignment today, so that's always a nice feeling. I wouldn't really say finish, rather like delivered. So I still have stuff to do. And one thing I've been delaying the most is actually sending invoices to people. So like, because that's last on my urgency list, right? It's like deadlines, or like deadline, because I have assignments with deadlines, then assignments without deadlines, and then paperwork. Hey there, Zander, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. Haven't seen you before, I think, so you must be new. Come on, lads, let's give him a warm welcome. Will you eventually sculpt a full body on your streams? I'm curious about how you'd sculpt clothes. I might, yeah, I'm probably gonna do that at some point, but not in SculptJanuary, because that takes like, because I'm now doing hair, and I've been doing the hair for, can I see my thumbnails? For half an hour, and that's already, and this is still pretty rough. And the thing is, you can't really do clothing. I mean, you can do clothing without a body, but it's kind of hard because you then kind of have to estimate where everything goes and stuff. So I'm gonna put in a little bit more confident lines here though. You know. We need a polish brush. Just gonna, nah, this is cheap. This is the correct way. Let's really make these subtle lines confident lines, you know. There we go. Wasn't it hard? And here we can put some more lines. And we got like nice stylized hair. Now, looks a little bit crap down here, but it's easily fixable. I got a lot of likes on that Hades sculpt. Yeah, that it turned out pretty well. I've gotten very good at sculpting ugly people. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna leave that there because somebody's gonna make the joke. So you must be really good at self-portrait. Just got Julie's in here. She would have probably made that joke. I still haven't finished my question of what I wanted to ask you guys, right? For anybody still listening, I'm checking into Twitch, and I might try to get my setup working again to stream both on Twitch and both on YouTube. But the software I used to use for that doesn't really work, so I'll have to kind of put so many screens up that I can see the Twitch chat and the YouTube chat at the same time. Also, I think a lot more community people are on YouTube, but somebody said no, that's not true, and I don't know if that's true. I haven't really done the research. Should put somebody on that. So here at the strands, I'm just gonna a couple more. Also, kind of smoothen the hairline a little bit. Confident lines, confident lines. There we go. I'm drawing out of my wrist, which I shouldn't do, but a tablet isn't the easiest thing to draw out of your elbow. Now I'm drawing out of my elbow. But I should get one of these gloves that I can slide over my tablet. Because the trickiest part is like my hand sticks to the tablet. And that's not a really good thing. I'm just gonna use a spray brush because I don't really like how blobby all this is. So I wish I had a poly brush. So would you guys like move to Twitch if I move to Twitch, or like are you guys like, nah, I have to make an account and such, or I already have a Twitch account and it doesn't really matter where I stream? I would love you guys' opinion on that. I might make a dedicated video about that because I will reach more people and get more responses, I think. Also, we might do a community-based video soonish. I'm just gonna push these line a little bit. Might be nice. Yeah, that looks nice. There we go. Inflate these a little bit. Yeah, what would be the equivalent of a poly brush here? Like, what happens now if I use this brush? Yeah, that just destroyed everything. Okay, cool. What does it do? Yeah, it just pinches. Cool. Yeah, it just can kind of overdo the. Kind of looks good if I use the pinch brush on this. Don't go too wild with it, but oh. So I still feel like that this is a bit too. Can be a bit less against the skull. I'm gonna make a small end here. I think the entire shape, the silhouette can be a little bit better here. Yeah, so we have this nice curly whirly wavy thing going on. I do think like this needs to be bigger. I think the community part is depending on where you post content anyway. Some artists thrive more on YouTube than Twitch, but the opposite is also true. Might be true. Yeah, the thing is with YouTube, it automatically makes a video, and like I also put my videos on YouTube, and like there's a lot of people combining the two, and it just seems like a lot of work for me. Whereas I just might as well, because YouTube you can just stream, provide the link, and people can watch it. But I think for Twitch you need an account to watch streams, right? So like, especially for beginners or students. Also on YouTube there isn't. It's not too distracting because I think on Twitch you get a little bit more streams with games on them, and you might get distracted. We don't want that to happen. Okay, I'm just gonna curve this out again because the shape kind of went lost there. So there we go. Yeah, I can just move over the thing here because. Oh man, I love Zelda music. Sorry. I should change this channel to a Let's Play channel, become YouTube famous. Now that I have the responsibility to become the next PewDiePie, you know. Now that he left YouTube. Actually, man, I actually like. I do follow the PewDiePie subreddit, although I know a lot of people, also like in the 3D community, are kind of against him because of the stuff, which, you know, I don't really care about. But I sometimes feel like that his subreddit is kind of a meme subreddit, but you know, with the better memes filtered out. So I follow that instead of like r/memes, because r/memes sometimes is really bad. You kind of can feel the difference in, like, there's definitely an overlapping target audience, but like I haven't visited 9gag, for instance, in years. I don't know if 9gag is different in different countries, and I don't want to like tell anybody they shouldn't go on 9gag, but like at some point I just didn't find it, like every 20 posts maybe I would have a chuckle and was like, oh cool, yeah, that's a funny meme. But nowadays it's like, I mean, I went to it recently to because somebody linked me a funny meme on Reddit. Somebody who just still goes to Reddit, I guess, some scrub. No, one of my friends. But it's like, yeah, I don't know where I want to go with this, but I don't want to say that I'm too cool for 9gag, but I think like a lot of people on on Reddit think they're cooler than the people on Facebook, and they think they're cooler than the people on 9gag. But it's like, in the end, you're just like reposting the same shit. But I think the Reddit provides a better system where you really get the top of the top, right? And in 9gag, you still get the top, but it's still so much content that like most of it you just have to kind of scroll through. Also, I think that's a little bit better. I only have so much time on the toilet each day, so because that's the only place I have time for memes anyway. I'm gonna put a little bit more detail in here. The hairs might be a little bit too... Man, I need a polish brush. Like I've seen, I checked some other videos with what the polish brush in ZBrush does. My God, is it easy to get straight lines in there? Like, yeah, I don't want to make it myself too easy, of course, but it's a bit like, yeesh. Because you have brushes there where you keep the detail that you have, but can straighten that detail out, right? So if you have a sharp crease, but it's kind of bent, then you can straighten it out without losing that crease. There's no way to do that in Blender. Yet. Or I missed it. There's a mesh filter. I don't know what that does. There's the clay tool. I always it's kind of weird tool to use. The layer tool. What does that do? What the hell? What is that? Oh yeah. Oh, that might actually be. Oh my God. I need to use a layer tool for scars. Yeah, because that is definitely what I need for scars. I mean, just push it through and then kind of. Yeah, maybe. Alright. Let's go back to the head. I feel like the hair is fine as it is in the moment. I still want to do this in a reasonable amount of time. I'm gonna put on X mirror first to put on the eyebrows. I don't really know how I want to do these, so I'm gonna put the fall off on sphere. I'm just gonna start drawing little spheres of happiness. And then I'm just gonna sharpen this up by the end. They look like. And then we're just gonna use a snake hook. Whoops. Okay, I'm gonna mute myself for a sec. Got a phone call there. I personally discovered your vids because it was recommended to me due to the fact that I'm looking at a lot of Blender tutorials, time lapses that can happen to, yeah, that can happen to other people. Yeah, and I think like people look for that way less on Twitch and stuff. And you have other streaming services as well, because you now have the thing that PewDiePie. I don't want to like come off as a PewDiePie fanboy here, but I think it's too late for that. Just finding nice ways to do the eyebrows here, by the way. A little bit a cool way, you know. Oh, there we go. Now I kind of want to turn. I don't want to turn off symmetry just yet. I'm being a little bit too hasty here because I still need to put in some details here. Oh God! Just follow that curve. Just follow that curve. There we go. But there's not a lot of art. The thing is, I don't want to sound dirty here, but it's a very good reason for it. I'm looking for something where I can save, not save for work stuff, but at the same time, not be on a straight up porn side, you know? Because I want to definitely do more anatomy stuff and such, but you know, one single nipple or like something that's suggestive of a nipple. Because I even saw like there were Instagram models, I guess. Not that I would know, but who. I read about this, that some of them got blocked because they blurred out their nipples from their topless pictures, because more and more models are going like topless now, even the big ones. like you know them, right? The YouTube sensation cosplayers, then yeah, make a name for themselves with lewd content. But because they blurred out the nipple, they didn't like censor the little black bar or anything. But that got flagged, and then like, yeah, that's not a good thing, of course, if that's your thing. But like I definitely want to do, you know, I don't want to do lewd content. I don't want to like make Rule 34 stuff. That just seems like a bit like weird, I think. I mean, I'm okay with like sexual content and all that, but it's like I don't know why I would want to make that with like. I mean, I would never make that for personal stuff because it's just like it takes too long. Like making your own porn, are you crazy? But it's just more like I'm just like, yeah, I want to make nude models. I want to make oh wait, have you tried Orb's brush pack and blender? Those are made by an artist that works for Blizzard. Orb's brush pack? But does it work with the new version? Because I used to use a, oh, that's for ZBrush. But I guess you can use them for, no, these are not texture brushes, right? But those look great, yeah. Man, this is what kind of why I want to move to ZBrush, because you have a little bit more of a. At the same time, I kind of want to support, because I think Blender is going in a nice direction. I kind of want to support. Oh wait, they're also for Blender. Nah. Oh, they are texture brushes. Okay, so. Huh. Yeah, I'm gonna check them out. Thanks for the tip. Yeah. Just gonna... yeah, there's a version for Blender. That's nice. Yeah, I might check that out. I'm just gonna do the eyes real quick because I want to do the eyelids a bit better, but I feel like with these eyes, I'm kind of stepping into dangerous territory. So I'm going to put this to 8. I'm going to put the remesh to 0.25. If I'm going too fast, I am sorry. So I'm just going to smooth it out. And then we're going to not make them too big. Push it a little bit together. And I want to go a little bit further and make a little bit of an iris in here. Okay, so what we do now is go to the face, and in sculpt mode you want to offending all English people. Kind of want to do this, right? Oof. Alright, so now I want to turn the mirror off, because now we really want to put in some expression in here. So we're going for a little bit typical, I know, but yeah, we don't want to give her a lazy eye here. But definitely want the smile to be it works better from the front than it does from the side, definitely. I'll push it a little bit back. I'm gonna turn on symmetry again. I don't know why I haven't finished the nose like in symmetry. Seems like a weird thing to do. I'm also gonna remesh. I'm going to 0.0035. I hope I don't lose too much detail because no, I wasn't focused. I might symmetrize it again, although I don't think so. I think it's symmetrical enough for me to put details in the nose still without. I'm gonna be honest, you're hex cute. Ah, she is cute. Yeah, okay. I think I need to shave my beard though. No, thanks. Don't need to lift my spirits after. Okay, so we have our X mirror back on. Thanks for the compliment. It's appreciated. But we're all execute. No. So I'm gonna put a little bit more of a V shape in that nose. I'm gonna put some nose holes in them. Put it out a little bit. There, it looks good. Make the nose swings a little bit. Might have to put this back on smooth. There we go. Okay, now turn the mirror back off. I kind of want to smooth this out because I kind of want the lip to be a little bit powdered. So the way we're going to achieve this is by actually kind of making a small, I said, smooth and make the strength on it slower. We kind of want the edge to be a little bit more up here, right? And kind of fill it up to flatten this out. This a bit up. That's fine. Just flatten it a little bit. I'm gonna go in here and kind of push this a little bit more in. Kind of bring the I'm not in symmetry, that's awesome. Gonna have to redo that here. I need to be a little bit more consistent before I turn my symmetry off, like a little bit more I think the eyes need to go a little bit straighter as well. Whoops, what did I press? Oh, I thought I planned to crash or something. There we go. crease a little bit up here. I don't want to make it look like unnatural lips, of course, but a bit powdered, you know. I think I just need to, I'm just gonna scrape away this for a second so I can just define these shapes a little bit better. Oops. Just gonna inflate this. And then we're gonna redefine that line a little bit more up here. Let's see how that looks. Get a little bit more symmetrical. All right. Getting kind of late, so I'm getting messages. Yeah, I like this. Let's flatten out a couple more shapes here because it's a little bit blobby. It doesn't agree with our stylized style, or you know, with people in general. Gonna turn on symmetry. Gonna define a collarbone here. That might be a bit too, yeah, there we go. Perhaps turn it off. And get a little bit of symmetry in here, but not push too far, because I kind of put the hair already on it. I can't see the other side anyway, so. But having the collarbones rotated a little bit might. Man, she's really looking a bit. Oh boy, getting demonetized. But yeah, no, I kind of succeeded in what I wanted to do, so I might define the shape of the nose a little bit better here. Flatten that out. Yeah, although I think like this is nice flattened out, but this could be a little bit better. There we go. And kind of re-put in this shape. That's actually, yeah. Just a quick anatomy check. And then make that curve make a little bit more sense. There we go. And I want to really put a crease in here. There we go. Just trying something out. Makes it a little bit smoother. Flatten this out. Kind of need a crease in here because this is looking a little bit too blobby in my opinion. But it also kind of destroys the form. So maybe go a little bit like this. Yeah, and it kind of helps. Cool. Yeah, and I'm just gonna use a rig tool to really flatten out this shape a little bit better. Nope. skull a little bit sharper. Not sure if I want to make the nose bridge sharper. Cause I like that look. I like the look of a little bit sharper edges here. Not sure if that's gonna be good looking here though. Yeah, looks like more confident lines, you know. A little bit straighter everywhere. Alright, pump these a little bit up. Is that a crow? I'm gonna put in some lights. Oof. Is that better? I look better. I wouldn't know why somebody would call me cute in this lighting. I look terrible. I look like I need a flatten brush. When you use a flatten brush later. Which I mean my shaving equipment. Yeah, might need a shave. I kind of wanted to grow the beard out because somebody, I don't know if she's listening, but somebody gave me shaving. No, not shaving, but gave me beard equipment for my like beard oil and such for Christmas. Actually, Marie did, you know, or she's in the chat sometimes. Just trying to lure her out. I'm not sure she's here, although she might be on her way home. Hello. Oh, I think she might be home. Yeah, she gave me like equipment to nurture my beard, but it's kind of we have one guy in the group who like has a nice full beard, like a ginger beard of all things. He looks hella cute. He's damn me, but he's the cutest in our group. No, it's fine. But I wanted to give it to him because I was like, yeah, I can't grow a beard. Because it's kind of a running gag that I can't grow a beard and a full beard. And it kind of bothers me because I would have to have a beard, but I told Julie like I kind of want to try and grow a beard again because like every year I kind of try it. Maybe this time I hit puberty, you know. 10 years too late, but yeah, no, it's not very good. Today I looked in the mirror and was like, it's way too scruffy, and might maybe give it another day, but it might be that tomorrow you see a freshly shaven Gentingent, because that's my name. Yeah, I should also put my Twitter handle in the end screen though. If you want to follow me on Twitter, you can. It's also at Gentingent. Although what I haven't done, I tried it, but I kind of failed at it miserably, is I tried to have a separate art account from my private account. But I don't really put private stuff in my Twitter anyway, in my Instagram. And like, I don't know, it's, I know why some people have like private Instagrams and such, but I'm not really the type of guy who puts a lot of private stuff on his social network anyway. Like, meaning, I don't know, like every time we go out or something, or where we go out. There's some group pictures on there, but you know, I noticed that kind of, like, I used to do that a lot. I definitely used to kind of a social media junkie, but then I kind of like I read today, digital detoxed myself a little bit, because it was really necessary. Yeah, definitely. Not that I was addicted to social media or to any sort of you know, social affirmation, like I needed constant validation or something, but it was more an issue of just spending so much time on it. I've become so much more productive since I don't pay that much attention anymore to my Facebook or to my Instagram, or and I try to use more Twitter because like there I can post stuff there for like the community to see and stuff. So that is nice. Gonna put in some finishing touches here, and then we're gonna start lining. I'm just gonna put in a little bit more detail here. Just a little bit out here. There we go. And we're gonna do our thing again. We're gonna make this look like a sculpture by scraping it a little bit out, so we kind of have a sharper edge here. With the color points it might be a bit weird. Let's go this direction. Yeah, that's better. And kind of the shoulders a little bit. Not that this side matters. Yeah, I might do last minute alterations, drag some stuff around so it kind of makes more sense anatomically. Like I see that the nose is very, very pointy and I'm kind of bothered by it. Whoops. I'm just gonna make it a little bit more. Yeah, like this needs to go up definitely. I kind of moved it up on one side, so that's bad. I don't know why. This is still kind of symmetrical, so I can just. Just flatten that out, you know. Scrape it. We bring out this nose shape. Then we can turn off and kind of readjust everything that still kind of makes sense, you know. Might have destroyed the nose. I'm gonna save. How many years experience do you have in this field? Which field, 3D or sculpting? I would say in total, in the game industry, in knowing 3D stuff, I started my education in 2012. So that's when I first really came in touch with 3D. No, what am I saying? 2012? That's not true. 2000. Let's see, 11, 12, 10, 11. In 2009. So in 2009, I started doing game development with more programming and stuff, but I came in touch with 3D modeling and such. But then stopped with that for like 2 years, then kind of picked it up again. And then since 2012 or 2013 more like, I really started doing Blender. And since then it's been on and off, like doing different kinds of things. So you can kind of follow what I do, what I like to do most in Blender on the YouTube channel, or how much Blender I do on the YouTube channel. But I really picked it up, like I started doing privately, doing more like hobby in my free time more last year. So I started practicing also in drawing. I did a lot of 2D drawing, filled up 2 sketchbooks with that. So yeah, that's I want to bring this form in here a little bit. Maybe the last thing I want to do with the hair, because sometimes I am bothered by little mistakes that like I left there. I kind of want to bring in a little bit, because I know that the hair just goes into the sculpt. I think it looks a little bit nicer if it goes a little bit like inwards at the last moment, you know, and then just see there that there's no real intersections that are visible, and then that's fine. I'm just gonna go also here a little bit, inflate this a little bit, and then redefine that shape a little bit, because it looked a little bit messy. Really here, I think it's gonna be a little bit harder. Maybe stick a hair out here, or a hair shape more like. There we go. And then flatten it out because now it looks terrible. There we go. I just push this in a little bit. There we go. I don't know from which point of view this looks best, but I also think like I did something a little bit too crazy with the mouth, maybe. Like we can over exaggerate the shape, but I wouldn't over exaggerate the there we go. Finishing touches. Put in a UV sphere. Let's put it in the middle of this eye. Oh, let's make the scale positive again. Shade it smooth. We'll put it in the middle there. Add a mirror modifier to this. Apply it, and then we can kind of move it to the corner here. That's to fake some reflection there in 3D. Alright, let's see how this looks in lighting. Going save. When are you finished Sculpt? Month, year? What? When am I finished Sculpt? You mean this project? It's SculptJanuary, so I'm doing this SculptJanuary. When I'm finishing this Sculpt? 10 seconds ago. So I'm just in shading, gonna give... by the way, some people might not be no Blender that good. I don't have to do the shading part in the literal shading tab. It's a bit easier, you know. I don't like the sidebar options that much. That's weird. What's happening there? Scope mode. Let's go to solid view. Oh, hello. Bye bye. You don't have a problem, do you? Oh yes, you do. A little bit. Sculpt. There was a little like thing sticking in the eye. No, not edit mode. Okay, so we have 10 seconds. Okay, it's not that bad. I'm pretty happy with this. I'm getting better with like females, so I'm pretty happy with this. The only thing that is maybe bothering me, I'm gonna parent this to the eye, is that maybe the eye position is a bit off. I could get rid of this expression. It actually looks pretty good. Okay. Might go too much into meme culture here, but I'm not sure if this is yeah, no, it just looks a bit weird. Yeah, let's go bring this back a bit. I'm just trying to find a point where I'm just gonna hide these for a second, because where eyes kind of look a little bit better, because it looked a little bit off earlier. I think now they look fine. Yeah, there's still some errors I'd like to fix, and I've had more time, but I think also the eyebrows seem a bit weird. Might fix that a little bit though, because this doesn't really have shape to it. I think it should have at least a little bit, you know. Like this should flatten out, but this should definitely like indent a little bit. I can really put in that shape here. I don't know if that kind of works. Let's flatten this out. Crease. Last second adjustments. Press Alt H, get these things back. And I'm just gonna delete this one. Just copy this one over here manually. I think it's gonna be easiest. Put in the eye here. At this point, I'm just antagonizing myself here. Kind of have to go with this, and then maybe the hair. Just like now, I'm trying to just reposition everything a little bit better. And there we go. I'm gonna leave well enough where it is. So need to give this the shaders. Give this a custom material. Oh, this is a shadow blocker. Shadow blocker. Let's call it that then. Make the highlight a little bit lighter. Also the eyes, perhaps. Let's get to the eye shader. Maybe a bit darker. Did I add? No. There's no mission on this, right? No. And now I'm starting to see it again, what I want to do. Hey there.
Hey.
How you doing?
Good.
I'm streaming, by the way.
Still?
Yeah, but I'm almost done. Still. I'm sorry. It is a shadow of that small sphere. Oh, yeah. Kind of may want to bring this down a little bit.
Why is this fly?
She's fly. Man, Julie just rotated her eyes like out of her skull. So I think we might just call this done and light it. Let's just light her from here, I guess. Let's grab our camera. Let's put her. Like frontal could also work. Here from here. Oh wait, I want less perspective. Like still the. Oh, maybe from here. Yeah. That would also work. Man. And one last thing, let's go into sculpt modes. I want to grab my pinch brush here, and I see that see that this might not be sharp enough. There you go. I'm done. I think. Hold on. I'm just gonna adjust it a little bit. Spread it out. There we go. Then the round shape kind of makes more sense, I think. Okay. Are you doing this for work or because you like it for the fun? For the fun. Yeah. Okay, let's get some lights on her. Let's focus on the eyes. No, not on the area lights. Come on the sphere. There we go. That looks very scary. There we go. Yeah, there we go. I'll put the S on 1.4. I do not like this. I'm not sure. I think it's because contact shadows is not on for this light. Yes, it is.
It's kind of funny because she looks like she's on drugs or anything.
Yeah, she's high. I'm gonna give these. Yeah. Yeah, let's again. I don't ever like that rim line, but I think the goal was a little bit more. I just squashed the eyes down a bit. That helps. She looks a little bit less high now.
Yeah, it's a little better.
There we go. I think I overdid that a little bit. Okay, so the key lights. I want to shine more light on her than her hair. Breaker Vision asks, have you married or single? Neither. Just gonna do the classic warm cold there. Yeah, I might wanna. What does this light do? Oh, that's the blue. I might get the fill light here and fill her up a little bit more. Some more neutral lights. I don't want to make everything like so. I might like lighter, more neutral actually for this one. So I don't want everything to be filled with. Might make her look to the camera a bit more. That's what we're gonna do. Let's have this mistake again, like let's get sculpting. What am I doing? Oh, No. Sculpt. There we go. There we go. Where I apply the mirror, but then separate them by loose parts, and then kind of parent this to this. Oops. Parent this to this, but keep transform. Set the origin to center of mass. So won't deviate too much. And kind of reorient the eyes to be looking a little bit more towards the camera. Also, I think this one is a little bit higher now. Yes. Now what's bothering me? Remember how 20 minutes ago when I said I'm done? Oh man. This is, I just do not push this out just a little bit. So that I can go back to this view. Make this transition a little bit smoother. Smooth it out. Smooth it out. And just put it up here. Last minute details, really. And here, I kind of want to push them in as well. All for the arts. I think like this highlight needs to go a little bit higher. There we go. Back to layout. Now let's kind of want to. There we go. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna call it done. 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 I'm not touching it again. Only the lights, of course. Gonna make this one a little bit warmer. I want a subtle, like warm, cool thing, you know. Also, it's really work. I'll put it at 0.01, and then I can play with the black and white value here to fine tune this. All right. Yeah, she looks fun. Okay. Done. Done. No, the eyes are bothering me. I'm gonna put them on the normal clay shader. There we go. That's better. Okay. All right. I'm gonna render it up. and probably leave it there. Check if the render is cool. Yeah, I need some a little bit more better techniques to make that hair nicer, but we're making progress, so that's fine. All right. Okay. Yes. You like it?
Yes.
Okay. So, I'm gonna do the thing. Yeah, see you tomorrow, Moroccan music. Have fun in Amsterdam. Because I probably think you live there, but, you know, have fun there anyway. But, I want to thank all my Patreons, especially Taylor Brown, for supporting me this month. So, thanks for that. Blah, 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 blah. If you want to support me, there are different tiers. There are tiers in there where I can give you feedback. And I'm going to put more tiers in there. I put some more thought. I just have to find the time to kind of see how I'll do that. So, my name is Cedric from Bandite, also known as Gentingent. You can find me under @Gentingent on Twitter or Gentingent on Instagram. I think that's about it. Thanks everybody for watching. Yeah, I'll be on tomorrow. Same time. No, tomorrow will be sooner. I'll probably start streaming on noon-ish. I'm gonna make dinner, and I'm gonna say bye. See you later, fellas.
Bye.
Bye.